I want to be respectful of sensitive information. At the same time, as you all know, in this business, conversations often take place with assistant staffers and other people who aren't required to keep secrets, and everybody talks when something like this happens. With that said, I can share a little more of what led to my own departure and what I think may have been the feelings of my bros. I joined Faze Clan last year. 2024 February. Shout out to K-Star, shout out to Rage.
Shout out everybody.
Feel me? Help bringing me in. When we joined, brotherhood, bros, good time, great vibes. We all some young kids. It's just like, damn, we coming around, and now we around niggas who, damn, niggas was watching niggas on the screen before we was in this position. You feel me? We in a position now where it's like, damn, bro, we can do something great, do something amazing.
And that's the kind of fucked up part. When you starting out young, everybody grinding up, it kind of take a hit because y'all probably took a bad deal, which is understandable because Faze Clan, when you join Faze Clan, it boosts you up to these 20,000 subs a month. You feel me? So it's worth it. Whatever they was probably asking for.
Everything was smooth. Y'all know we was in Miami, then we went to LA. You know? Good times. Shit was cool for the most part. Hiccups here and there, but nothing where it was like ever be a major issue. I'm gonna mute alerts for this so I can just talk. As y'all know, subathon happened. Even when we had our little issues, it was never, damn, this is something that would break up, something that would potentially be a huge issue. You know what I'm saying?
Too many of them. It might be too many of them in one house.
Say me, nigga.
Somebody gonna start having some type of feelings towards somebody.
Then, Faze Miss 1 happened. Everything's still smooth. As I know, Faze Miss last year, 2024, was great vibes. We had a good time. But, if y'all can recall, there was a stream later on into the month where I'm not even going to specifically name names because if he was there, he was there. It's not the most big deal. But we had a sponsor. There was a sponsor for that day. And niggas didn't end up doing the sponsor. Game night. Yes, if he was there, he was there.
And that's the thing, man. You want these sponsors. Sometimes these sponsors don't come through. You done plan the whole stream, pay for all this stuff. The sponsor's supposed to pay for it.
Niggas didn't end up doing the sponsor. There was difficulties with the sponsor. Yeah. After that happened, according to the assistants and staff of the creators, because I'm not gonna lie, I just really don't remember. But they said that Faze has pulled everybody for the rest of the month and sent niggas home early. Right?
Damn, grown ass man, you get sent home early?
Where in my head,
what?
I went, okay. So,
not good for the brand.
How much control do we have here? And how much control do niggas have over us?
Yeah, if they can send you home.
If that makes sense.
Come on, bro, what?
Right. I'm gonna say that one more time again. How much control do we have here? And how much control do they have over us? Move into January. Y'all know I started 365.
Yeah, man, that Max 365. I was ready. I was watching every day.
Had introduced me to my old manager, Brandon. Was working with Brandon from about November to January. Y'all probably seen him, tall white boy with hair. You feel me? Yeah, 153. Oops. Brandon had falling out with person who introduced me.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
So far, it just sounds like
person who introduced me.
You signed. This how it is being signed to somebody.
Tells me, according to my assistant and my creative director at the time, who were sitting in
man, they got
on all
creative
calls on my team. Tell me.
Let me give me a team, y'all.
I have to fire my manager and get rid of him.
What y'all doing? Y'all firing,
I
bro?
can't be
For the bag?
When they're the person who introduced me. Video proof as well of this meeting. They were there. This is information my assistants are just telling me. After that happens, I stayed. Shout out to Brandon. He just wanted the best for me. He wanted me to be as good as I could possibly be. We're still cool.
Okay. Yeah, Brandy.
You know, I got introduced to a new manager, as I know.
Gotta let you go.
I come back to LA after New York. All that happened in New York, and you know, everything's cool. I'm cool with the boys. You feel me? Me and the boys cool, but it's just like, damn, like it was a weird air for a little while. You know what I'm saying? But everything got patched up because at the end of the day, we bros and we love each other. Like, you feel me? I want to make that known. Ron, I love you. Jason, I love you. Adapt, I love you. Rage, I love you. Silky, I love you. K-Son, I love you. Did I forget anybody? I don't think so.
Damn, we forgot Lacey.
Merry Christmas to y'all as well. I texted him though. Lacey, I love you.
Okay.
I thought Lacey was the nigga I said first.
Okay.
Lacey, bitch ass nigga. Anyway, Black Rockstar, thanks for the sub. Everything's cool. You feel me? We figuring out what we're gonna do for the rest of the year. Ideas. Yo, we actually had this idea. Niggas can say this shit now. We were supposed to go on this hometown tour. Damn, bro. We were supposed to go on this hometown tour where we basically go around. We was gonna go to each of our hometowns, go to our high schools. Yeah, we was gonna do that. No matter what happens to me, he really got kicked from Faze. He got kicked. I'm missing one piece. Sorry to rewind the story to fuck y'all up. Y'all remember when Lacey got kicked from Faze? He really got kicked from Faze. He got kicked from Faze because, according to the assistants and the staff and the cameramen, they said that he had missed a video shoot or something. And we were missing video shoots. And so he actually got kicked from Faze.
He was missing
Granted,
shoots.
he was allowed back in. Couple, what's it called later? Because niggas all had combos, but yes, he got kicked from Faze. So my point of this is to tell y'all this.
Yeah, y'all really worked for them.
We had no control. There was no control.
Yeah, y'all really
There was like
worked.
puppets. At least that's what it felt like. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I have a job.
Anything could happen at
it's
any
a job
moment.
at a point.
Bro, Lacey love Faze. This nigga campaign for this shit. This nigga go hard as fuck. Like, hard as fuck. Like, how can that happen, bro? Right?
Why didn't show up to work then?
It come time, y'all know the whole war happened, etc. Right? And then we had Faze camp. I'm not gonna lie, for the past like 2 months, I was on some shit like, damn, like, am I really gonna leave? Am I gonna stay? Bro, I'm not gonna lie, I was like just on the fence with it because at the end of the day, I fuck with these niggas, but we don't own this shit. We don't have control over our careers as much as we should have. Why? So I'm gonna be honest, bro. That whole Faze camp happened when we went to Faze camp. I called up, I ring Yaya, I ring, you feel me? Yo, bro, get my shit out. After Faze camp, I'm leaving. And I'm gonna be totally honest, bro. Now that I'm here, I want to sit here and at least apologize publicly to my boys because
when they did get
it
back,
caught them
bro,
very
shit
off
was
guard.
gone.
But the reason I did this was because
This shit
I needed to make a
was
decision.
gone.
And stand
I was
on it.
out of
I know if I
there.
had niggas move shit out, there's no going back. I needed to make this decision and not have any return. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah, niggas move all the shit out. We come back. You feel me? I told them either morning of or day before, and I told them niggas, like, I literally remember sitting outside in the guest house. I was with K-Son, I was with Ron, I think Silky, and Jason. Lacey wasn't there. And I told him, I said, yo, like, I'm leaving, guys. I'm leaving. I told him, I said, yo, I'm leaving, bro. And you feel me? I'm gonna keep it a buck, bro. Like,
Shit emotional,
real
ain't it?
niggas, bro. They was trying to get me to stay. Yo, stay, bro. We can do this shit. We'll figure it out. Whatever. How you feel me? But it's like, bro, I gotta commit this shit. I know I can't be here, bro. Niggas have did us wrong multiple times, according to the assistants. And it's like, bro, as a man, what
It's
do I
these
look like, bro? I gotta fight for it.
assistants,
Not
bro.
fight for it, but I gotta go after what I believe is right and what I want for myself.
It's the assistants, bro. The assistants be all in the mix, all in the drama.
My husband
Let's
used
see
to
what the
ejaculate prematurely
creator-
until this.
My hubby is ejaculating so fast and we
Whoa.
get so anxious.
Why they put the ad on me?
Merry Christmas. From Banks, formerly known as Faze Banks.
Formerly known.
What a fucking terrible day. What a terrible year.
Great
I
year
left
for
Faze
me.
5 months ago. And this wasn't for a narrative. This wasn't for the camera. This wasn't for Twitter. This was very, very real. It was off the heels of some Twitter drama, and the boys were, getting blown up in their comms and in their chats. And as we all know, in this world, wacky, strange world of streaming, that's really all that matters.
The chat, huh?
These streamers, all of them,
Let's go, chat.
every last one of them are forced to appeal to their comms and their chats and narratives on Twitter. And if they don't, they lose viewers. If they don't, they take a hit financially to their career. And this has a huge effect on who their friends are, who they're in relationships with, all of it, everything. The way they treat each other online is completely 100% based and rooted in the feedback that they get in real time from chats and comms. So again, as somebody, an old man, 34 years old, you guys never let me forget it, who no longer makes content, who doesn't have a stream, who doesn't have his own platform, it's impossible for me to create a narrative or control my narrative or really respond. Not that I really give a fuck to anyways, but yeah, all this drama is created, and we get on a call 5 months ago, and the guys are like, listen, we're over the drama. We think it's best if you just like publicly step down from Faze, just to cool down the drama online. I reacted very emotionally to this. I was obviously took it very personally and was offended because, again, I used my entire network, every dollar that I've ever made, everything that I've ever had, this brand that I built, I used all of it as leverage to start these guys as a content group and to kick this shit off with the sole goal and intent to bring Faze back to the top, which we did. We did that all collectively. Over the last 2 years, Faze has won Org of the Year twice. And yeah, I was the first guy in the room. These guys would have never lived in a house together if it wasn't for me. These guys are all at minimum 10 times the size in terms of audience and platform now as before they joined Faze. These guys have all made millions and millions and millions of dollars in the last 2 years. And none of them could ever dispute the fact. Max just said it himself on his stream. Joining Faze was one of the best decisions I ever made in my life. I've heard that from Lacey. I've heard it from Silky. I've heard it from Jason. I've heard it from Ron. I've heard it from Adapt. I've heard it from every single person that's ever joined Faze. Specifically these guys. And I'm here to tell you, as former Faze Banks, this was one of the worst decisions I've ever made in my entire life. I gave up my entire adult life to this. I have put myself in millions and millions and millions of dollars in debt. I have never made not one singular dollar outside of my salary via Faze. Not selling it, not buying it, raising money. I've just put myself further and further in debt.
But what's your salary though?
Yeah, I think Faze to acquire and all the
down.
costs for these guys' careers over the last 2 years, I think ballpark $40 million. And I think probably collectively these guys have had to have probably made like 20 million in the last 2 years collectively, I would guess. And not $1 of that 20 million has ever gone back to Faze. Never mind me. Even if it did ever go back to Faze, that shit, it's not mine. And I just fucking can't believe it. I can't believe I'm in this position now where people are calling for my head. People are wishing for my death. People are telling me I ruined Faze. I ruined Faze, guys. I ruined it. When I have had not one say in anything that's gone on in the last 5 months, and I set all this shit in motion in the first place, I ruined it. I ruined it. There's 5-6 individuals who are multi-millionaires and have beautiful careers ahead, and God bless you, and I wish you guys the best.
They do got
millions,
so yeah.
Yeah.
This is a win-win for everybody.
The fact of the matter is, if we went in a time machine 2 years back and I decided to never try to fix this Faze shit, I'd be much better off. I'd have more money, and these kids would just be doing what they were doing before. It's hard for me to sit here and take that. It really is.
Still be stuck in the same
I plan on going
position.
live tomorrow or the next day at some point in the future, and really kind of just laying it all out. A to Z, start to finish, the entire 15-year history of this, specifically the last 2 years, specifically the behind-the-scenes shit, and the dynamic between all the kids in the back end. Because I just watched some clips from this Black Boy Max stream where he's playing a laugh track over my tweet, and it's like, Max, I know we've had like our individual differences, and I know I haven't really seen eye to eye with a lot of the talent because truthfully and honestly, I find you guys all to be incredibly ungrateful. I find you guys all to have insane egos, and I think it's disgusting and makes me sick to my stomach that your guys' relationships with each other and with every other streamer and your community included is so incredibly fake. You guys are the best actors on planet Earth, and you've made a complete career out of all of it. Max, these are your boys, but these are the same guys that said they fucking hated your guts after you left, and you know, you're the program, and you have an ego the size, you think you're Travis Scott and this and that, and also like Max, multiple conversations about how Ron's content's cringe, and you guys didn't fuck with Adapt. None of you guys fucked with Lacey or Jason in the beginning. You guys didn't want these guys to live anywhere near you. You barely wanted to share a brand with them. But Faze was gonna fund a Miami house for you, Rage, Silky, and Kason, so fuck it. We'll take what we can get. And then it all worked, and we forced this relationship. And I was called a fucking retard then, and I was told then I was ruining Faze, and now 2 years later, it wound up being the best thing that ever happened. So you understand why I'm sitting here and I'm frustrated. I would hope anyone watching could sit here and understand why I would be frustrated.
Yeah.
Hey, did you know that kid is vaping this?
Niggas do be ungrateful
A
sometimes.
fucking entire
Niggas do
hate mob
get
is
an
coming
ego.
after me on fucking Christmas. My first Christmas without my mom.
Yeah, then he lost his mother, so that's where all of his rage be coming from. That's where he be lashing out at, and that's why he had to step down because of what he was doing when he was going through that. But the fact that he did blow all them up and they did make millions of dollars, money gets to your head, bro. No, at this young age, when you young,
But all I've ever fucking
making all
wanted
this
to do is
money,
help Faze
thinking
be
to never
successful.
stop.
That's all I've ever wanted to do. That's the only intent. Where's the money? I'm this fucking guy who's trying to take everything from everybody. Where is it? Then why the fuck am I
I need that feeling. Fuck it,
Where
we're
is
gonna
it?
change up, get this money.
It's in Blackwood Max's bank account. It's in fucking Silky's bank account. It's in
Damn.
Jason, Ronaldo, Lacey's bank account. I wish this never happened. I wish that I never did any of this. And they'll all still tell you this was the best decision they ever made in their life. I'm emotional and I'm passionate. I'm never going to apologize for that. Anything that I do, anything that I speak on, anything that I work on, any talent that I fuck with, anything that I touch, I will always be 100% 2 feet in. That's just who I am. And everything that I'm telling you guys right now is fucking straight facts. It's dead wrong, bro. This is unfair. It's unfair to drag me like this. It's unfair to pin me as some fucking horrible guy. Again, the fact of the matter is, every single one of these guys has a bigger platform and an audience because they joined Faze and met me, and has millions and millions of extra dollars because they met me. Whereas I, on the other hand, have lost years of my life to this shit and am significantly worse off financially. Significantly. This has destroyed me. My whole life has been completely destroyed in the last 4 or 5 months, but nobody gives a fuck because I don't have a Twitch chat. And I refuse to be one of the people to just do what you guys are telling me to do. I don't know, guys, this streaming shit is so fucking fried. It really is.
No, don't tell me it's fried.
The appeal to comms and chat and like the willingness to just fucking, you know, it's funny. Everybody looks at these streamers as guys and people who have these massive audience and have influence over millions of people and can impose their opinions and their will on millions of people, but it's not true. It's the exact opposite. The traditional influencer is dead. These kids are the most heavily influenced people on the planet. They are puppets attached to millions of strings. And if their comms and their fucking chats say that the sky is red and they disagree and they say, no, chat, I think it's blue. Once that fucking viewer number starts to fall off, once they start to see hate threads in their fucking comms, they switch up real quick and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about objective truth. It's the sky is red. I've been trying to talk to these guys for 4 or 5 months and they don't give a fuck. All they care about is their stream, which is completely fine. I don't need them to give a fuck. I don't need anybody to pretend to care. I'm done pretending to care. But if I had 100,000 viewers, if my name was Kai Cenat, they'd fucking be on my dick. They'd be welcoming me with open arms. I would have had a big fucking red comfy chair at the Streamer Awards to fucking, hey, come fuck with us, bro. Let's do a stream tomorrow. Like,
you did, so we gotta get out of there, bro. We gotta get out of there.
I would say it's like having another producer in the room that
y'all
knows
feel them,
exactly
let me know in the
what your
chat,
song
man.
is. This is co-producer. The
This
fastest.
is crazy. This is the biggest organization in
Merry
streaming.
Christmas. From Banks, formerly known as Faze Banks. What a terrible day. What a terrible year. I left Faze 5 months ago.
Dude.
Hey, they're laughing at, bro.
And this wasn't
Sorry,
for the
Lico.
narrative, this wasn't for the camera, this wasn't for Twitter, this was very, very real.
We're not even gonna react to Aiden and reacting to what we just reacted to.
Hey YouTube, what is going on, guys? Man, I did not
We got
think I
another
would be making
Faze
this type
member.
of video when I went home on vacation.
This
on
is like
Christmas,
one of the main
there's
Faze
so much that
members
went
who
down my
still
phone.
game and
absolutely
still
berserk,
like
absolutely
original.
berserk. And like I said, this is something that I kind of knew was coming for the last couple of weeks, but I didn't think it was going to sit here and happen on Christmas, man. So first of all, if you don't know who I am and you're clicking this video, I'm Faze Swag. I've been in Faze for 6 years. And as you guys saw on the internet throughout the entire
feel like you've been there
thing,
longer.
several members left on Christmas, and everyone has been asking me questions. First of all, if you've ever been a fan of Faze, make sure y'all drop a like, man. I've been watching Faze since I started playing Call of Duty, and then I was recruited in 2020 by Faze Apex because I was good at Warzone and I was a Call of Duty content creator. And at that time, I was their first Call of Duty recruit in like 6 or 7 years, man. So it's been a crazy ride the last 6 years. Even the last year and a half have been pretty great, you know, just seeing what the boys have built.
Faze Clan.
The people that announced that they left last night were Lacey, Stable Ronaldo, Silky, Adapt, which I think is one that just like I think shocked the entire internet, because I think when Lacey and Ron and like Jason and Silky announced that they were leaving, people thought it was kind of a joke or like it was some sort of skit. But when Adapt had left, I think that's when literally everyone on my phone said, "Is this actually real? Is this actually happening?" You know, and you know, Adapt's been in Faze for 14 years, so for him to leave the clan is, I mean, it's definitely serious. It's some serious shit. Some people may argue with me in the comment section below about this, but I think Adapt is probably the most, I would say, is the best Faze Clan member of all time. I think Rug is also a top Faze Clan member, but I think Rug is the type of person who kind of did his own thing. The way I look at Rug is I think Rug is like the USA team, and Adapt played for the Lakers and won like 6 chips. That's how I would like kind of put them there. Rug took the Faze name and put it in places in the world that people have never even heard of Faze or gaming or anything like that ever. But Adapt was really in LA, grinding in the heart of the organization, and he is the funniest, most genuine person I've ever met. He's genuinely the most funniest person. Everything you see on stream with Adapt is exactly how he is in person. Even if we're just eating a sandwich, bro, he's just cracking a joke and just laughing and just being goofy.
When you guys went to the Pig Cafe, it looked like Lacey family reunion. Oh.
And over the last year and a half, things have been
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
pretty great, especially within Faze. This is all from my perspective and through my scope, so I'm not really speaking for anybody who left or anything like that or what's going on. And a lot of you guys asking if I'm leaving, which I will explain. First of all, I kind of want to paint the picture of what Faze actually looked like within the org, what like our roles were and different things like that. So as you guys know, we had the Faze house, which had people living in it such as Max, Silky, Jason, Ron, Lacey, and Adapt moved in a little bit later, but he was part of like that core streaming group. And those 5 guys besides Adapt were all recently recruited in the last 2 years, and they kind of just all grew together. They grew all good communities, man. Their communities are massive, and they've done a great job.
Last 2 years,
carrying Faze and kind of bringing back Faze in general. And a lot of that credit I got to give to, man. I'll literally tell you the story I remember, bro. I remember Kason telling me about, first of all, about Max. I had never heard about Black Boy Max, man. He showed me some of his clips and streams, because I mainly just game. I mainly play Call of Duty. I stay in my own lane, and I mainly just game. You know what I mean? I'm a gamer. I remember him telling me about Black Boy Max. I remember Ron telling me about Jason the Ween. I remember Ron telling me about Lacey, when Lacey was like, had pink hair. And I remember meeting all them and kind of seeing this overall the potential, you know, and they've grown over the last 2 years and really putting, I mean, they've won back-to-back orgs for FaZe Clan. So they've done a great job. And I can really speak to their just character and just overall when it's off camera at the weekly FaZe shoots, which was what I would always go to. And I would go to the house sometimes. They were all just cool, very chill individuals who just genuinely wanted to succeed together. They always plan things together and they care so much about the brand. There was a clip of Ron, I would say a couple months ago, about him, you know, never wanting to leave FaZe Clan. And that was facts. Ron definitely felt some type of way as far as never wanting to leave. So you obviously have the core people that lived in the house that we would shoot YouTube videos. Because I'm in LA, I would come to the video shoots. And again, this is through my perspective. So they obviously had the house all together making content. We would do video shoots. I live in LA, so I would literally go to the LA shoots that were probably 20 minutes away, hang out with them. We would shoot like 2 or 3 videos and then we would go our separate ways. A lot of people would ask why I don't live in the FaZe house or different things like that. Look, I'm a little bit older than all of them. I'm 29, about to be 30. I've done the 3 to 4 FaZe houses with my boys, you know what I mean? So I definitely wanted to just have my own space, and overall, you know, that's, you know, at some point you got to understand what's betterment for the team, and I understood that for real. And then you obviously have guys like Scope who is a true sniper, like for Call of Duty, Zuma, who's truly into the competitive scene, Jev, who does his own variety content but still carries the FaZe name, Rug, who does his own thing with his YouTube videos, his IRL YouTube videos, doesn't really stream, does his own thing for FaZe. So that's kind of how the scope of the whole thing kind of worked. You have guys like Apex who worked on the back end for FaZe, but at the core center of it all was the FaZe house and the boys who streamed every single day. Like I said, I saw some clips, even from Ricky talking about how they all have egos and different things like that. Look, at the end of the day, that is something I did not experience. They all were, I'm gonna tell you this right now, they all had a right to have an ego and they just did not. Look, they showed up to the video shoots, whether they maybe liked it or not, they just showed up and they did it. They knew what was best for the group. They understood that, yo, we got to do content together, even like YouTube video content. We got to do the extra stuff to continue to push the brand. So as far as their character, different things like that, I mean, for them being 21, 22, averaging, you know, I saw Ron, I'll tell you like this, man. Ron is so funny. He built a slide in the back of the FaZe house, 35,000 viewers, and he would show up. Ron would be the first one to the video shoots. Let's say we had a video shoot at 9 o'clock. Ron would be there at 8:30, 8:15 on his phone, sleeping, ready to go. That's how I knew that these guys genuinely just didn't have egos like that. Ron was there every single time early. So as far as attesting to the character, I just truly disagree with that. This is kind of one of those situations where I think history just kind of repeats itself. Now, a lot of people are sitting here asking as far as why I haven't left, in a sense, or you know, why I'm not leaving along with him. I think for me, it's a little bit different. You know, that situation has been building up, especially at the FaZe house for a little while now.
It's unfortunate to say it, right? And I don't want to be the one that bear bad news, right? But this whole FaZe thing, it's going to come to a halt very soon once the pressure has turned up. Because reality is, you guys have no equity in this, right? You're under no contract.
I'll be surprised if this shit lasts another year. We're not even talking about equity.
For me, I had kind of worked out as far as like,
pay probably such a outrageous number in rent,
what I was comfortable with, and I was set, you know, for the last couple of years. And for me personally, I was just telling my manager this. I think, you know, Apex recruited me. So for me, I think whenever Apex calls it quits or Apex says he's no longer associated with the FaZe brand, I think that's when I would step down. Because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's maybe you guys, people can understand it's a little disrespectful, you know, if Apex recruits me and then I just slide off, you know? Also, you just kind of got to see how everything plays out. I do want to sit here and say though.
That's right.
I promise you, anybody from the FaZe org is watching, yo, it is in your best interest to get these guys back. You guys got to get all these guys back, man. They have done an incredible job. They have single-handedly revived the entire brand. They've made people genuinely excited for FaZe Clan in almost a decade, you know? And I'm gonna say this right now. For any organization watching out there, or any big company or anything like that, you are nothing without your talent. You are nothing without, you know, genuine employees.
That probably is
you know,
what's happening.
I knew things were bad at FaZe when a long-time person who has been in there, Griff, I know you're watching this. When he was let go, I knew things were bad because there is a lot of good people who work at FaZe. But the whole situation, it just almost feels like what happened 2 years ago with losing control of FaZe and everything like that going on. So the boys will for sure speak to their own personal experience and why they left individually. The other guys who left, you know, I think they just wanted to, you know, have a piece of what they were building, and that's completely valid, man. I mean, they've done a great job. They've streamed every single day. They've gone to video shoots when they did not have to. They did stuff for brands when they're not even getting paid for it. I mean, all of us for the last 2 years were literally not getting a salary. Like, we weren't getting a salary. Like before 3-4 years ago in FaZe, bro, it was 6 figures easy, no question. The last 2 years, none of us have taken a salary. We understand that what's best for the org and you know, putting money into the content, and that's all they did. That's why I respect the guys so much, because they would spend so much money even of their own money to put into the FaZe content to make it good. Money into their own content to make it good, and that inspired me. Now a lot of people are asking, are they going to make their own org? I think a lot of people are asking that question. I don't think that's something that's on the horizon. I think you got to understand that, you know, it's Christmas time. Look, like that clip of Ron where he said he did not want to leave FaZe. I promise you, this is the last thing they wanted to do. This is something that they just feel like they had no other choice, you know? But I think it's always important to note that, like I said, talent comes first. Whether this whole thing was making money.
They'll be back. It sounded like, from his perspective, they'll be back. And that this is all just, you know, leave, get your way, you know, some negotiation tactics.